This podcast has been brought to you by the Tampa Bay Podcast Network.
Let's do it now. Turn up the volume nice and loud, because we are controlling transmission with dance beats and R&B. You're in the mix with Lil Drummer Girl with your host, Dawn Marie.
Hello, my Drumsters. It's Dawn Marie Mutel. Welcome back to another episode of The Little Drummer Girl. Today, I'm going to cover how you add your color personality into your logo colors and into your marketing materials. Because branding is all about creating a brand that is you, right? Because you're the face of the company, you're the face of the product, you're the face of whatever it might be. But not always do we have our pictures on it. But you know what? We may be using colors. So there was research done by Jessica Ridgway, who is a doctoral student in the University of Missouri in the Department of Textile and Apparel. And she surveyed 184 adults using generic logos of different colors for some fake companies that she created. And what she found out was that blue logos invoked feelings of confidence, success, and reliability, whereas green logos invoked perceptions of environmental friendliness, toughness, durability, masculinity, and sustainability, and purple logos invoked femininity, glamour, and charm. And then pink logos gave the perception of being youthful and imaginative and thought to be fashionable, and yellow logos invoked the perception of fun and felt modern, whereas red logos brought on feelings of expertise and self-assurance. But what she found most interesting was that the red logos, because she said traditionally the color red invoked feelings of aggression and romance, but did not invoke these emotions in the study with the participants. She also suggested that before you design any logos, that marketers should really think critically and strategically about what kind of emotions they want their consumers to feel toward their brand. Now, I've used several different types of logos in my vlogs and my podcasts, things like that. But I got a little bit creative because I wanted something to have like some of my personality in them, as well as something that only I knew what it was, kind of a thing in them. So, for instance, the Little Drummer Girl logo I created, I was going to a restroom at the Blue Martini, and I saw that this bar, as I'm passing and you go to the restroom, and the light was flashing off of this copper bar, and it was like this beautiful deep red light that was shining off of it. And it reminded me of a drum cymbal. And since I'm a drummer, I just felt, and I really thought this would be fun to use one day in something, which I didn't know what it would be used for. But then when I decided to do the podcast, I said, oh, let me go find that photograph that I took. And it wound up being the background. And it fit really well because I had somebody from Fiverr do the graphic of me on the drum in an illustration, and the coloring, it just went so perfectly. It almost looked like he created it with it. So it was just a fun little fact that you can do anything you want with your logos, but you just want to think about how do you want them to feel when they look at it? You know, do you want it to be serious? Do you want it to be fun? Do you want it to be funny? Do you want it to be uplifting? And that's why color plays such a huge role. So how do you find your true colors? One of the ways is that you just, start walking around your home or your apartment and think about, what colors are you using? Is there a theme? Do you use a lot of beige and creams or browns and neutrals? They mostly like natural colors. Or what's the color that you may find yourself always drawn to if you go shopping at a store, right? And do you always seem to pick up a certain color? And then look in your closet, in your wardrobe. Does it show that, everything you have bought has been reds and greens or blues and purples? So those are some colors that can get you started with creating your marketing materials and your logos. What do you want them to think about when they think about you or your business? These are really important questions to ask yourself, but I just want you to think about, how do you want to be perceived? That's really what I want you to think about today, because there is a lot of competition out there. I want you to stand out. I want you to be heard. I want you to be remembered, but I want you to be remembered for a good thing and not for a bad thing. If you're interested to help us, we are putting together a new podcast network called the Tampa Bay Podcast Network, and it's going to help local businesses and get their messages out to the world. And so it's my mission to help at least 50 different companies here in Tampa or outside of Tampa. You don't have to be in Tampa to be in network. It's just because I'm in Tampa. So I got so excited about Patreon that I decided to create an account for you guys. If you're interested, just go to patreon.com. That's patreon.com/podcast network. And that'll be my account there. And we will be providing special items just for you that we won't be publishing anywhere else. This is going to be strictly for you guys. But it's actually so that we can try to get everything up and running real quickly so that we can get you the best content out there. We all want great information that's going to help us live better lives. Do you agree? I know I'm always looking for it. And so that's why I thought this network would be a lot of fun. So again, just go to www.patreon, that's patreon.com/podcast network. And the party doesn't end here at the podcast. You know, the party just gets started over at our Facebook group. And if you haven't already joined us, please go to facebook.com/groups/Little Drummer Girl. That's LIL Drummer Girl. And you can meet like-minded folks like you, whether you're just beginning or you're a seasoned professional musician, artist, or an entrepreneur. We all groove together. I'll see you there. Remember, my drumsters, it's never too late to leave a trail blazing behind you. So rock on and rock out, and I'll catch you on the flip side.